Okay, so this is our Lab 4 walkthrough, which is based on the Microsoft Official Academic Course, Administering Windows Server 2012 R2 for exam 70-411. We're going to be configuring a distributed file system, or DFS. Lab 4 is broken down into 3 exercises. We're going to have a separate video for each of these exercises to keep them more manageable or easier to upload. So this first video, we're going to look at installing a DFS, and then exercise 4.2, we're going to configure a DFS namespace, and then in exercise 3, we're going to configure a DFS replication. So let's get started with 4.1, which is installing a DFS. Now I have a couple of housekeeping things. I already have these booted up. I don't think I've signed in yet. I've already exported. We have labs 1, 2, and 3 done. So what I did is I went through and I did an export. I did a checkpoint, and then I did an export of each of these machines. It's always good to have a backup in case you want to go back, in case you make a mistake and you want to go back and restart. This way you're not starting from part A, and you're only having to go back a little bit instead of every single step. So let's see. I'll go ahead and pull up domain controller first, and domain controller, we're going to log in as Contoso/administrator. And again, we are using the password. We're using this password on everything throughout all these videos. Well, that's booting up. Let me go ahead and boot up server 1, other user. And then server 2. Alright, so we are going to start with server 1. So I'm going to go ahead and minimize server 2 and the domain controller. Let's just move this over here. Alright, so here we are on server 1, and we want to click on Manage, Add Roles and Features, and the Roles and Features wizard is going to open. And on the Before You Begin page, we're going to click on Next, and then Next, and then Next again. Now we want to scroll down and expand the File and Storage Services, which is right here. And then we want to expand the file in this one right here. And then we want to select File Server if it isn't already installed. It is. And the DFS namespace. And then click on Add Features and DFS Replication. And we'll go ahead and click on Next. And that brings us to question number 1. What does the file server role do? I didn't go over what we were going to do. So we're going to install the DFS, the namespace and replication on server 1 and server 2. And then in exercise 4.2 and exercise 4.3, we're going to configure the DFS. Okay, so the file server role manages shared folders and enables users to access files in the server from the network. Alright, when we're back on the Select Server Roles page, we're going to click on Next and Next, and then Install. And this may take a couple of minutes. So for the purposes of time, I'm going to pause the video. The total completion time for this exercise is approximately 10 minutes. And I've learned from practice that that doesn't necessarily mean the installation piece. That's just the individual steps. So I'll go ahead and pause for now, and we'll start back when this is done. Okay, so installation has succeeded. And if you're following along in the lab manual, it says it wants you to do a print screen at this step. But if you're on my class, you're not going to be doing that. Alright, so we'll go ahead and click on Close. And we want to go into Server 2 and basically do the same exact thing. So we're going to go to Server 2, Manage, Add Roles and Features, Next, Next, Next. We're going to expand this, and go into DFS namespace, add feature, DFS replication, next, next, install. Again, I'll pause the video while this installs. Okay, it looks like we're done. And this is the end of this exercise. And I think what I'm going to do, let's see, how long is the next exercise? The next exercise is 25 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and end this video, and we'll go on to the next video, which is exercise 4.2, configuring the DFS namespace. So we'll see everybody in the next video.